In previous episode, we introduced a sample application, a Spring Boot microservice, and we have discussed about the plan, how we are going to test it. So we will write 5 kind of test or 5 different tests to ensure the quality of a single flow, which is one REST API or one endpoint. It could be add, create, edit. So we can write these 5 different tests for a single HTTP method or for single REST API. So let's set up our Spring Boot application. We need to define the Maven dependency. We have to create some configuration. We have to have some schema data, and then we will finally write the test. So for setup, for the Spring Boot application, we have to introduce H2 database, which is basically in-memory database, and it will be used when we run the integration test. So instead of making changes or creating or deleting record directly into your actual database, we will initiate the in-memory database and will perform all the tasks over there or operations over there. Then we have to set up the application.properties. So this property file should be in the test folder, in the test resource folder. We have to configure certain JPA attributes to show SQL. So whenever it creates a query, it should print it, it should format it properly. Then we have to configure certain properties for the type of database, username, password, the dialect, etc. And we don't want the Hibernate or the JPA to automatically create tables from the entities, and we also want to enable the console. It depends, like if you want to access it in the debug mode or something like that. So schema, so first we need to set up the schema where we will define how our database will look like. So here I'm creating a single table. I have defined a couple of properties here, and this reside in the test folder. So here we can see the test Java. Then we have a resources folder. This resources folder contains the application.properties, which is basically the settings I showed you on the previous slide. And here we have our schema.sql, which contains all the create table, etc. commands. So whenever the uh, test context is initialized, it will initiate the in-memory database and then run the schema.sql and create all the tables, etc. And second thing it will do is run this data.sql file. So this is the seed data. It will automatically insert these all movies in the database. So now we can write the integration test for the repository.